Triumph has just launched the Tiger 660 Sport and it now beats out the Tiger 850 Sport to become the most affordable, the entry point into the roaring world of Triumph's Tiger lineup in India. Well, this bike is essentially an adventure tourer based on the Trident 660, meaning it gets the same 660cc inline triple, a similar chassis setup, although with a lot of changes to make it better suited for the long haul. So, does it have an identity of its own, and can it live up to the Tiger moniker? That's exactly what we're here to find out in beautiful Dehradun. Welcome to the Evo India channel and welcome to the first ride review of the Triumph Tiger Sport 660. If you like this video, do give us a thumbs up, share this video with like-minded enthusiasts, subscribe to the Evo India channel and click on that bell icon to stay notified on all things thrill of riding. The Triumph Tiger Sport 660 gets its biggest changes over the Trident 660 in the design department. Starting with the front, you get a new fairing adding to the sport tourer look of the Tiger Sport 660. The fairing houses the sleek new LED headlamp units as well. There's also a nice tall windscreen which does a good job of keeping the wind at bay. The windscreen is height adjustable, but I must mention that the mechanism to adjust it isn't the most refined and it is a bit of a task to use while on the go. Behind the windscreen you have the instrument cluster, which is the same physical units as found on the Trident 660 but in a different housing. Then you have this tank which now holds up to 17.2 liters of fuel to aid in long distance touring. Moving behind, you have a nice roomy seat which is comfortable for long days in the saddle. And lastly, you have this tail light which is identical to the Trident 660. The chassis of the Tiger Sport 660 remains largely similar to the Trident 660 but with certain changes to make it more suited for the long haul. Starting with the suspension, the front Showa separate function forks boasts of 150 mm of travel, which is around 20 more than that on the Trident. This means the Tiger Sport 660 didn't bottom out even on taller bumps and breakers. Even the rear monoshock now gets a remote preload adjuster to make for easier adjustment, especially when you want to quickly change the preload on the go when you have a pillion or when you have luggage. In terms of ride quality, the ride is better than on the Trident and the damping feels significantly softer as well. Talking about luggage, the bike has a new rear subframe which now gets pannier mounts, and Triumph will also sell you panniers and top boxes as part of their accessory list. Now, all these changes have resulted in a weight gain of 17 kilos, and the saddle height has also gone up from 805 mm to 835 mm. But the bike does a decent job of handling its mass. The rake has been ever so slightly sharpened, while the ergonomics have been made more comfortable with a taller, wider handlebar and more relaxed placement for the foot pegs. The good news is that the bike retains most of the sporty handling chops of the Trident, while also becoming a comfortable mile muncher. The added suspension travel also means you can handle some light soft roading, meaning the going doesn't need to stop when the tarmac isn't perfect. Though this setup is not without its flaws. The brakes don't have as much feedback as I would have liked, and there's a weird issue where the brakes feel extremely wooden momentarily if you hit a bump while taking a corner. That is something that definitely needs to be rectified. On the performance front, the Tiger Sport 660 is powered by the same 660cc inline triple as found on the Trident, and it is in the identical state of tune as well. The engine is extremely tractable and has enough grunt in the low end and the mid range to not need to constantly work the slick 6-speed gearbox. Now, because of the added mass, the Tiger Sport 660 does feel a little slower than the Trident, but not by a big margin. It still feels peppy and can comfortably cruise at 120 km per hour and still have enough poke to make quick overtakes. My only complaint in this department is the rudimentary traction control system, which kicks in abruptly and stays on for longer than it should. Another kink that needs ironing out quickly. Alright, so now that I've spent some time on the saddle of the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, what do I think about it? It's a handsome looking motorcycle that is an extremely capable tourer. It retains most of the sporty handling that we love the Trident for. It's an easy bike to ride daily. You can do your daily commutes on it with no stress, and as you can see, it can even handle a bit of soft roading. Although it isn't perfect. This windscreen here, it isn't the easiest to operate. The brakes could be much better. And then there's that rupees 8.95 lakh ex-showroom price tag. But if you stop for a second and consider its rivals, that is the Kawasaki Versys 650 and the Suzuki V-Strom 650, those have become quite dated. This here makes more power, it looks fresher, it gets more kit, and it weighs the least of the lot as well. So it does begin to justify that premium. So if you're in the market for a sporty tourer and don't want to spend more than rupees 9 lakhs ex-showroom, this here is a great place to start. What do you think of the Triumph Tiger Sport 660? Let us know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.